Hello everyone, introductory video series are going on with full speed, and everybody's presenting their video series, their podcast, their YouTube channels are doing that, but I'm a different person. I'm a different kind of person. You're gonna understand that I'm not that, let's say, unique in a way. You can find it. You can find it. Tons of people are having sort of same tones or just familiar tones, but this is the claiming issue. You have to claim to be prominent, to be seen, to be watched. Everybody likes that movement. No, it's me. I like this way. I was this way, from my child's. Always I like going sports. I would like to lead, and I was doing that football, that basketball. I was trying to form a good bonds with my friends, with my colleagues. Everything is like I got a positive mind. I got a supportive mind. Everything is around, and of course, in order to have this kind of projects, in order to be let's say, tons of achievements, there's one common point where everybody is sharing is like having so much pain, having so much heartbreaks, having so much pressure in your life. So I was that type of person too. I've got too many people, I've got too many individuals who's having effects on my life. Even I'm talking about them, the bad ones. Bad ones is like teaching you a lot, because they don't know how to act, and they're just shaking around. They just don't know what to do. They lost their meaning, and while they are living around, they're just finding out you. They're just want to be a friend of you, and just like days are passing, and one time they're just damaging you. They're just harming you without intention, without knowing that. It's so easy. It's so understandable. Everybody has got sort of friends. Everybody sort of environment, surroundings. I'm not that type of pessimistic guy. I'm an optimistic guy, but I do not recommend to be an optimistic guy, because if you are keep that optimism around everything, you're gonna be having that wishful thinking, and wishful thinking is not a good thing. You have to be realistic. And why I'm an optimistic guy? Because I've got too many areas, and I have to be optimistic. Other than if I think realistically, I couldn't be having all of these areas. Completed 30 years old, and I've just spent my nights, my days all reading, I was trying to be everywhere at the same time, and I've just achieved that. And I didn't want to be, I don't want to be called or described as a nerdy or nerd. I'm not nerd. I'm in life. I'm a positive guy. I'm an active guy. I'm in life. I've got thousands of friends. I've got everything, but I don't live with them. When it's time, I'll leave it all off, and I go for my business, for my life, because when it comes to my life, it's my priority. Okay, it's my priority, and nobody is giving a shit about my life. And I've seen that, but not in a bad way, not in a like that that pessimistic type of behaviors, because this is what human nature is containing. When it comes to saving your child, your family, your surroundings, you are suddenly saving your first, because it's like reflex. Of course, parents are telling that I'm gonna be saving my child first. No, it's lie. Everybody is knowing that when it comes when you have some sort of real cause, real threatening, real threat coming to you, you'll be saving yourself first. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that, but threat should be a let's say that effect, that impact. Of course, if not that the dog is trying to harm your boy, of course you're going to, or just some car is trying to hit your boy, of course you're going, because you know that, even though you're not thinking that intentionally inside, you know that maybe I have a chance to survive, but my boy does not survive to have a chance to survive. So that's a problem here. So that's why I'm telling you, even though you know that nobody has got a chance to survive, I don't know what would be the act. That's a good question. Let's think that. But this is not time for thinking. So you see that bad people, that pessimistic type of behavior. So I'm not that type of person. Of course, it has me in the way, and it's affected me a lot. And I am very, very thankful that kind of lessons. But I'm not thankful to that persons. I'm thankful to the big creator, one supreme creator who just arrange all of them to understand that, to make you understood that, to make you ready for the right moment. Everybody knows that, because when you are looking, you can call it God, you can call it whatever you want. This is your religion, this is your belief, this is your type of behavior. This is not my business. My business is to tell you how I'm looking at the picture, how I'm looking at the whole. This is my perspective, this is my characteristics. So that's why bad people around, they are just teaching you a lesson, but when it comes to having that power back, you're gonna kick your ass. Okay, you're gonna kick all of them or their asses, kick as hard as you can, and then with that ass kicking, that bad person is gonna become one of the greatest people, individual ever, because they're gonna suddenly understand that snap of a time. Oh fuck, I just caused that kind of let's say transition. So of course we are not doing for them. Of course we are not give a single fuck about their life. We are thinking at sometimes like, okay, what would be like if we are having that real good connection right now, we wouldn't be having that fight, blah 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 blah. Don't think it. If it's like happened, it's past. Don't look at it. If somebody is like let's say calm-minded, or like that person, a real person, of course he's gonna come back. Of course she's gonna come back, and he gonna apologizing for the things that he or she is doing. Everybody is like gonna understand that at some point, sooner or later. Don't give a single shit. Keep your belongings, keep all of your environments intact. You're gonna be becoming someone else. You're not going to need anything. What you're gonna need is like your psyche development, your psyche inner understanding. So that's why I'm here to help you with that sort of representation of that multi areas, or let's say counter areas, that lateral domains, counter domains, multilateral domains. Okay, and with that multidisciplinary understanding, with that multidisciplinary perspectives coming out of me, I'm going to be teaching you. Even if you've got too many complex areas, we can be let's say combining. We can be combining our powers to become someone else, to become someone who has got more power as a community, as an individual, as a whatever you call it. It's like, it can be a business, it can be anything you think. It's up to your imagination. So that's why I think of me as having this sort of example, and that example is like in front of you. With that example, you can have interaction, you can have some sort of let's say debates or whatever you call it. My website is like fully ready for your advices, for your let's say inner thoughts, inner ideations. I'm waiting for them. It's ready. It's waiting for your reflection. Okay, be aware of them. Be aware of these let's say open-minded let's say suggestion to you. Keep in your mind that someday we're gonna be resonating together. We're gonna be doing some business, even though it's not a business, we're doing something together as a community, as a thing. That's my expectation. You can expect from me that as a that way, that psyche development way, let's say intellectual property development, your emotional intelligence development. I'm gonna be giving you tons of scientific, tons of practical ideas, tips, and it's gonna be a long journey. It's gonna be a long, let's say, lesson, like a big course. You can have it, and with free of charge. Okay, free of charge. You can have it on YouTube. Just I'll be paid with YouTube, and also you can donate me in my website. You can buy some sort of products, and those products gonna be my music, AI produced music, and AI produced visualizations, images, some sort of, you can call it like maybe your your wallpaper, and by that you're having some sort of resonance, some sort of entanglement, and you're understanding that, or you're saying that, okay, this was representation of that video of that chapter 3 episode 35, blah blah, something like that. So that's why I'm a scientific guy, I'm a philosopher guy, I'm a industrial engineer guy, I'm a lawyer, blah blah. Everything is surrounded by me, that sort of skills, that sort of materials. And along the way you're going to understand that how complex it is. The more you are going to study them, the more you are going to give your time to that process, to that transformation, you will have that echoes, you will have that echo. Oh, this guy was telling that this was not a easy task, this was not an easy problem. So that's why I'm telling you, it's fully out in YouTube. You can find it. Stay tuned.